Hi guys, we're doing a video that we've already done about trailer hitches. Stay tuned. Alright, so it is unfortunately towards the end of the truck show season of 2023, and I've only been to one. Man, that sucks. But I've got two that I'm going to. One of them is my favorite, is the show up in St. Ignace, Michigan, which is about 3.5 hours from us here. I don't know, 200 miles, 250 miles, something like that. And this year what we're doing is we're trying to save a little money because, man, hotels up there are expensive. And we want to go for a third night this year, so that we can be there for some stuff on, get registered nice and early on Friday. So anyway, we're gonna go Thursday night. We usually go early Friday morning. So that makes it even more expensive. So why I'm kind of panning over is we're gonna take this. I'm gonna pull our 42-foot fifth wheel with the L9000. And I'm not going to take the Lodestar this year. That show is, most of the shows I go to, registration is free, or it's like $20 per truck. This show, it's $150 a truck. It's just stupid. So unfortunately, this little girl is going to stay in the barn, and we're going to pull the old fifth wheel so we can stay in it. I got a generator. I got a solar setup that I'm probably going to be doing, and to keep the batteries charged. And we've got us I've got the gooseneck adapter on the fifth wheel. I call it a fifth wheel, but it's really not anymore. And I've got the goose ball on the L9000. Some guys will pull, I do have the original, fifth wheel pin box. I could bolt on here and we could pull it right on the fifth wheel. The problem with that is that, I'm sure a lot of you guys watch some other channels, and namely one of them probably is Twin Stick Garage, and he just did some set of videos where he's gotten his fifth wheel with a different Gen Y hitch, actually, and he's using his fifth wheel. I'd love to be able to do that. That'd be cool, but I need that gooseball adapter for my pickup truck. I pull a gooseneck trailer with that pickup all the time, and I work out of that pickup. So I don't want to have a fifth wheel hitch in it. So having just that gooseball on the floor is huge, and it lets me not have to switch back and forth. So hence why this gooseball is on this truck. Because if I just use, as I was getting at, if I just use the regular fifth wheel hitch, there's no side to side motion in a semi truck, regular fifth wheel, and we'd do some damage to that trailer right there. So we don't want to do that. That's an expensive trailer. So when I built this truck, I had a video or two on this hitch, and it's beautiful. It's the perfect height. I would love to have gotten this farther up here, and I think at some point I will when I redo some stuff on this truck. But with where this air suspension is and all that, this is what worked with this suspension setup. So, but what I don't like about this setup is that I welded this with my little Lincoln SP135 Plus. 110 volt, 115 volt, whatever you want to call it, MIG welder. And I beveled, and I did multiple passes and all that good stuff, and I had it turned up nice and hot. But it's a 110 volt MIG welder. And since then, I've gotten show you over here, as you've seen, I've gotten a nice new, went with another Lincoln, and it is a 240 volt, it's a Power MIG 211i, and this baby lays down some weld. So it's caused me to have a problem with second guessing my welds. You know, basic stuff, no big deal. But that's a structural weld that's going to be pulling a 16,000 pound trailer. Now, it probably won't be loaded to 16, but let's call it 15. You know, a few hundred miles, and it's going to be jarring because it's on the back of a single axle semi with only about 3,000 pounds of tongue weight going onto it. So it ain't going to be riding that smooth. So basically what I'm getting at is I don't trust these welds. So what I'm going to do is on the ones that I feel are the most important. So namely, we might do something up in here, some areas. We got these side welds here, and then where these tube steel, where that welds to the frame, we'll probably do a little beveling. And then down inside here, we've got that weld there, the corresponding one right there on both sides. So, and then there's some out here that we can do as well. And I think we're going to do some weld cleanup so that I can feel more comfortable with this. All we're going to do is we're going to put a grinding wheel on. We're going to grind down and give ourselves a nice little bevel, some fresh clean metal, and then we're going to burn that in nice and hot. That 211i actually is rated for the most thickness on welding gas, on shielding gas, actually, believe it or not, as opposed to flux core wire. So I've got a fresh spool of non-flux core wire, just regular MIG wire, and I'm going to put that in, and we're going to go to town. So I'll set you guys up so you can watch, and let's get this right, and just so I can feel comfortable. I think we can probably get this done in about an hour or so, so let's get after it. there we have it. You see, I'm not a professional welder, but those are, while they may not be pretty, those are some nice hot welds. You can always tell. See the bubbling on the backside? That's when you know you got it hot. When the backside of the 1/4 inch is nice and stout. But you can see I did everything on the inside and the bottom. That wire actually does pretty well out of position too. Got some, can't see very well. Can't see it, but we got some on the wreath hitch too. But anyway, do a little flap wheeling once this cools down. And then being that I'm thinking about, you know, making this a tandem in a few months or whenever it happens, this will all go away. We'll redo this or do it a different way or what have you, but it won't exist anymore. So I might just rattle can. I don't know. I've also got some prep before the shows, where I've got some chippage, some needle scaling needs to be done where I didn't apparently do a very good job. So I don't know. Maybe we will just shoot paint. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I think for now it'll just be rattle can. So yeah. Well, it's a short one, guys, but thank you for watching. Sometimes we gotta do boring stuff. Sometimes we gotta redo stuff, but, and I guess just the point here is that it's not that, you know, I've towed with that before. It was probably fine, but just with that little 110 welder, those welds were a little cold. So, just wanted some good penetration and know that it wasn't going anywhere. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll keep making this truck better and better, little by little, piece by piece. Y'all take care.